Everyone loves to show off the highlights of the fitness lifestyle, getting stronger, feeling more confident, reaching new goals, but here's the truth, it's not always pretty. No one talks about the struggle to stay committed, the mental battles you face, and the days where motivation just isn't enough. If you're looking for shortcuts, they don't exist here. These are the truths that separate those who try from those who commit to living it. Hi guys, it's Valencia and welcome to the video. This month I am doing 31 days of spooktober, vlogtober, whatever you want to call it, where I will be sharing Halloween makeup looks, fall recipes, fitness vlogs, and more. So if any of that interests you, don't forget to subscribe. In today's video though, we are going to be doing our makeup and discussing some hard fitness truths. Let's get into it. One second. Let me just get everything ready here. Okay, number one, and we're just gonna get into it. Life is not fair. Life is not fair, and I know it totally sucks, but that also applies to fitness and getting your dream body. There are just some people out there who are lucky ducks, and they literally come out of the womb with abs. Now, I'm not saying that because they were born with abs and you weren't, you're never gonna have abs, but the truth is that you might just have to put in a little bit of work to see those ab muscles. Everyone has different genetics, obviously. And this applies to where you store fat, how quickly you can gain muscle. It also applies to how your muscle bellies are shaped and just your body proportions in general. Honestly, it is what it is. You gotta work with what you got. But this is another reason why you should never compare yourself, because we are all born differently, beautifully, but differently. You might actually have to work harder than somebody else. Just because it was easy for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to be easy for you. And that's just the truth. That doesn't mean that you should give up. That just means that just because it's hard doesn't mean that you can't do it. Just because it was easy for somebody else and it's not easy for you doesn't mean that it's impossible to achieve. You just have to work harder. Okay, number two, stop blaming your metabolism or your gut biome or whatever else. It's literally the most common thing ever for girls to be like, oh, after high school, after I turned 20, my metabolism just slowed down like crazy. No, it didn't. It slowed down a little bit. It didn't slow down a lot of it. The reason why you feel like your metabolism slowed down is because when we're in high school, when we're in college, we are literally hauling butt from one point of the building to another point of the building with like a 50-pound backpack on our shoulders. So yeah, I was getting my steps in back then. I had to turn on my heater because it's kind of cold down here, so hopefully it doesn't have like too much background noise. On top of that, we were also doing like PE. Some of us were doing like extracurricular sports on the side. Now, I don't want to hear people in my comments being like, well, I have this specific condition. Okay, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the girls that don't have any conditions. They haven't been diagnosed with anything. They literally eat fast food for lunch every day like I used to, and then they go home and they have Totino's pizza, ramen noodles like I used to, and then they're not nearly getting in as much activity as they used to, like me. And then at the end of the day, they blame not being able to hit their weight loss goals on their metabolism, like me. Yeah, so learn from me, stop blaming your metabolism, and take responsibility. Number three, if it was easy, everybody would do it. This one should be obvious, but it's not. Oftentimes you'll see losing weight, building muscle is really easy for somebody, so you just assume it's going to be easy for you, and it's not. So then you give up and you feel discouraged and you feel bad. But the truth is, losing fat is hard. Gaining muscle is hard. If it was easy, everybody would be walking around with incredible physiques. I think there's like some crazy statistic out there where there are more millionaires in America than there are people with abs in the US. So yeah, it's easier to become a millionaire than it is to have abs, apparently. Again though, just because it's hard doesn't mean that it's impossible. Number 4 is your favorite fitness guru is wrong. When it comes down to it, everyone has a different opinion on fitness and what's the best way to work out. Some people think that you should train for strength. Some people think that you should train for high reps. Some people think CrossFit is the best. Some people think Pilates is the best. I mean, the list goes on. I'm not really sure why the fitness world is like this. I wish it was more like, hey, you're right and I'm right. But I wanted to include this on the list just so you know to beware of fitness gurus out there who are saying that their way is the right way and everybody else is wrong. Honestly, everyone is right and everyone is wrong at the same time. It's best to just be objective and don't take anyone's word as Bible. Number 5, motivation is fleeting and there is no hack to being disciplined. How do you get motivated? What do you do to stay motivated? Do you have any tips for being disciplined? There is no tip or hack on how to be disciplined. Discipline is just where you do and you don't think about it. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, you're going to do it, no questions asked. You're not even going to think about it. You're not going to give yourself the time to convince yourself out of it. You're just going to do it. And it sucks to hear that because it's like, yeah, but do you have like a tip? Do you have any like hacks? No, it's just, you just gotta do it. That's what discipline is. It's creating non-negotiables in your life that you must complete, no excuses. And I'm actually going to make a video later this month talking about what motivation is, how to get motivated, and yeah, stuff like that. But basically that video is going to be about how if you are disciplined, then motivation will follow. And I think a lot of people get it mixed up. They think that they have to be motivated to be disciplined, but it's actually the opposite. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video. Number 6, if you are serious about losing weight, you have to decrease your alcohol consumption. Call me a square, I don't care, but honestly, I am not an alcohol drinker and I haven't been ever. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've ever had a sip of alcohol or a drink. I know that's really crazy, but I just wanted to throw that out there because it does feel ostracizing to not drink because it's so normalized. So I want you guys to know that if you do give up drinking to achieve your weight loss goals, there are people out there like me that do not drink, and so you don't have to feel any sort of way. I'm not going to get into the whole topic of why alcohol is going to hinder your progress, but let's just say they call it a beer belly for a reason. I think that's self-explanatory. Number 7, you can never go back to eating how you used to. This one really sucks to hear because I think everybody just thinks that once they achieve their goal weight, their goal physique, they can just go back to eating how they were. They can come off of their diet. They can maybe take it easy at the gym. And the truth is that if you want to maintain those results, you're going to have to maintain the lifestyle. I have made this mistake before, and honestly the reason why I even gained as much weight as I did is because I was eating poorly in the first place. I was having canes after the gym every day, and you know, like those memes that are like, oh, this is my ideal date night, and it's like a movie and in front of them is like the coffee table with like tacos and a heart, and you have chips and candies and popcorn and pizza and wings, like all on this table, and it's basically like this couple that is getting ready to watch TV and they're gonna just like pig out on all this food together. Yeah, that was me. That was literally every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night for me. And while I did enjoy that era of my life, that lifestyle does not go with my goals. Those eating habits are what got me to where I was. So if your plan was just to lose all this weight and look hot, get a hot smoking bod, and then just go back to eating the way that you were eating, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not going to work and you're going to end up right where you started. Number 8, your body is never going to look like your fitspo. We all have that one person where we just admire their physique so much and we want to literally have their body. But yeah, I know that when I first started getting into my fitness journey, one of the things that I would do is on my Fitspo's page, I'd be like, well, this girl is 5'6", and I'm 5'6", and she weighs this much, so once I weigh that much, I will finally be happy. And that's not how it works. Because we all hold fat differently, we all have different proportions. I've said it so many times before, and I'll say it again, we are all different. We all have different bodies. And number 9, the fitness lifestyle that you are embarking on, it can be a lonely one. People at work, they don't care that you're on a diet. They're still gonna have pizza every Friday and crumble cookies and donuts and bagels, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings. They're not gonna pause just because you're on a diet. Friends, family, coworkers, they might even see you as weird because honestly in society it's really normalized to like go grab a coffee or go grab some brunch or have some dinner with like friends and family. Like that's how we hang out, right? And you know, it's never, oh, let's go eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. No, that would be dumb. Everybody is eating Taco Tuesday and let's go try that new pizza spot. Let's go try the new crumble cookie flavors. So yeah, when you decide that you're going to make healthier choices for yourself, prepare to be the odd one out. So as I was saying, it can be a very lonely journey, and just know that while you are loading up your plate with turkey and protein and veggies during Thanksgiving and everybody else is picking out on the stuffing and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and pie, there's a gym rat out there somewhere in the world who's doing the same exact thing as you. Maybe your family and friends aren't, but someone out there is. Number 10, you cannot out-exercise your diet. Take it from someone who literally used to reward herself with canes after the gym because protein. You cannot outrun your diet. You can't. There are a lot of people out there, myself included, that will be like, well, I want to live a balanced lifestyle. Okay, that's great, but balance is not all you can eat Chinese buffet. Okay? It's not even a 700 calorie Starbucks drink every morning. That's not balance. If you want to see gains, if you want to lose fat and get shredded, if you want to get your dream body, your diet has to be dialed in. And no, that does not mean dialed in for 4 to 5 days of the week and then Saturday and Sunday you binge. Okay, last but not least, number 11, it won't happen overnight. And it probably won't happen in a week, probably won't happen in a month. It might not happen in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. If you're a gym beginner, honestly, you might go through a little bit of a learning curve, and that's okay. I started working out in 2020 and I went through a huge learning curve, but after I started being consistent with the diet and a workout regimen, it took me 6 months to go from this to this. If you had told the old Valencia, hey, this is actually going to take you like a few years, and by the time that you finally have it down, once you have it down, it's going to take you an additional 6 months. I mean, that sucks to hear. But, and I quote, don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. The time will pass anyway. We might just as well put that passing time to the best possible uses. So there you have it. Skip out on buying your favorite fitness influencers 4-week transformation program because it's probably not going to happen in 4 weeks, and honestly, save your money. You don't need to waste it on that. It might take longer than a day, it might take longer than a week, and dare I say, it might take longer than a month, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. So keep grinding, keep putting in the work. It's not easy. Basically, what I'm trying to say, get your freaking butt up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. My dog just farted, and I feel like you're not going to believe me. I feel like you're going to think it was me, but it was my dog. I promise.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared. I don't know what was that, guys, and I didn't do that.